my name is Michaela and you're watching FunsizedStyle. Today's video isn't going to be too long or anything, but I just wanted to update you guys for a quick second about not my last video, but several videos ago on my latest health update. I talked briefly about how I was denied surgery from Delaware, and then I found this hospital in New York. I talked about how I came upon it and like how this could be a really huge deal, possibly help me / solve my problems / maybe not, but it's my last resort kind of thing after a lot of research. If you want to hear how I came upon this doctor and this process, I will link that video in the iCard. I think it flips when I'm editing, but I'm not sure. I'm really excited to update you guys because it's a semi-exciting update. That doctor, that scoliosis doctor, I was waiting to get approved because I had to send my latest images of my spine to him and so that he could review them to know that if I was severe enough for him to take on, because this doctor only takes on very severe cases because he knows that it's difficult for severe scoliosis patients to find surgeons that are willing to take you on, to send my images, and he had to review them to see if I have to get approved for an appointment. Is basically what the process was, and then once I got approved or get approved for the appointment, then we schedule the appointment and talk about surgeries. I thought it would be a while until I got a response and could get an appointment. I already got approved. That's huge. Like, that's farther than I've ever gotten with any, well, this is my third doctor now, so any of the other two doctors that I had pursued my scoliosis problem with, which is a huge blessing. I got approved for an appointment, so basically what that means is I'm eligible to go see him. Like, I can schedule an appointment, which I did. I'm not going to be stating when it is because the surgeon is world-renowned and he's had over 25 years of experience, sees the worst of the worst cases. They did tell me on the phone, the nurse told me on the phone when she left a voicemail because I went home and said like, hey, you're approved for an appointment with Dr. So-and-so. He can't make any promises that he can operate. They told me straight out and I expected that. And I appreciate their honesty. She said he is willing to see you to see if he can operate. Part of you might be confused, like, how can you not tell from the x-rays if he can operate or help you in any way? And I have to have an MRI before I go to the appointment in New York. I have to get that MRI locally here in Michigan, and I have to take the MRI with me when I go. He will not see you if you don't do a CT scan or MRI before you go because it's like a lot more specific, and because my case is so severe, like he'll be able to see the flexibility of my spine, if there's any damage to vertebrae, discs, which there aren't because the x-ray would show the discs and vertebrae, but just if there's anything like obvious, or well, obviously scoliosis is obvious, but just it's more specific and more detailed. For me, getting an MRI is not going to be as simple because I'm going to have to be put under general anesthesia because of my anxiety. I'm not claustrophobic, but testing tables, like x-ray tables, CT tables, my anxiety like goes through the roof, like so bad where like I feel like I'm gonna pass out. It's always been that way. X-rays I can do like fine. I hate them and it makes my anxiety really bad. That's the only reason I hate them. It's not because they're hard, it just makes my anxiety really bad. CT scans I can do if they're super fast, but MRI I like cannot do. Yeah, it would just be bad. So that's gonna be a little bit more complicated. Not complicated to schedule, but just it's not gonna be fun to do just for an MRI. And I don't know how long spinal MRIs are. I've never had one before, so if you guys have had a spine MRI, let me know how long they are. Not like it's gonna matter because I'm gonna be put out for it. I'm hoping my local ortho will order one for me. It might be a little bit more difficult because like I'll have to tell them I have to be, put out. It is what it is, and it's just like there's nothing I can do about it. Been this way for so long, and I just have to roll with it, manage it the best that I can, and use the resources that I have. And in this case, it's general anesthesia to be able to do the MRI. Good news, I got an appointment. And it is exciting, but it's also like this trip, like it's not going to be. I know a couple of videos ago I mentioned that I'm going on a flight soon, and I actually am going on another one before this trip to see the surgeon for something completely different. This trip is not related to the one that I've been talking about. I have not known about this approval for very long. It is exciting, like I said, that I got approved, but it's also like it's gonna be hard because even if I do get approved and he says like I can do surgery, like it's gonna be overwhelming and it's gonna be the most difficult thing I've ever endured. But I had a friend with OI, and her spine was pressing on her heart, and I just, like, I don't ever want to get to that point if I can avoid it. That's why I'm pursuing this, is because I know individuals personally that have been in a dangerous spot with scoliosis, and some people's kind of just stop progressing, but most people's do keep going. Like I said, I'm glad I got approved. It's not this specific trip, like a friend of mine and I are going, and we're literally going the day before, the day of the appointment, and then flying home the next morning. Like, it's just gonna be a super fast trip. It's not going to be a vacation by any means. It's not going to be fun by any means, regardless of the results, because even if he can do it, like, it's gonna be hard, the reality. Like, I really feel like I should go through with this, and then obviously the other reality of he may not be able to help me. So I may leave there feeling so overwhelmed and not get the answers. But I also feel like if I've gotten this far, that in this process so far, that there's a chance that he could, regardless of the results. Like, it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be overwhelming whether I get the answer that I want or not. I ask for your prayers that this could really, really improve not my outlook on life, but just what life could look like for me in the future. This could really change the perspective of that, the direction of that. The other part of this that's also really complicated is he does not take my insurance. The appointment for the consultation, I have to pay out of pocket for the consultation. It is insanely expensive. The most expensive consultation I've ever heard of. Like, this doesn't even include the cost of, like, my out-of-pocket cost for the MRI or, like, anything else. Like, that is stressing me right now, but that's what savings accounts are for, and I'm grateful to have a little bit of a cushion because of that. Definitely enough to go, and the necessity of this definitely outweighs the cost. He also, like I said, does not take my insurance, so if I decide to pursue with insurance, I have to buy a private plan that he accepts in order to do the surgery and the hospitalization. I don't know how all of that works. There's like a list of insurances that he accepts, but I don't know if that's like New York or like anybody can buy these. I don't know, because I have no clue. So he only takes private insurance, so I'd have to buy a private insurance plan long enough to have the surgery and then cancel the plan, and so that part of it's gonna be really confusing. But first step, I'm literally just taking this like step 1, called them. Step 2, sent the images. Step 3, got approved. Step 4 is gonna be MRI. Step 5 is going out there. Step 6 is receive a decision, and we'll know if there's a step 7 or not. I did want to let you guys know that I got approved, and if you guys could just pray for this doctor that's going to be seeing me, that he will give me the right answer. It's not necessarily, might not be my answer, but it's going to be, I pray that he gives me the right answer, and also that God gives me the grace to accept whatever decision is decided at this appointment. Regardless, like I said, no matter what answer I get, like, it's going to be hard. But we'll get through it, and I made it through 100% of my hardest days. This is just another obstacle that I have to work through, and God has a plan and is with me every step of the way. I just wanted to give you guys an update. There's really not much else to say other than, like, I got approved, and we're trying to figure out insurance and how I'm going to, the fact that I have to pay for this consultation out of pocket is a little bit like, but I do have merch. If you guys didn't know, it's linked, I have my shop connected to my YouTube account now, but it's always linked in the description box below as well. So there won't be a scoliosis appointment or a scoliosis update now for quite some time. I'm not saying when I'm going, but it will be before the end of this year. So that's all I'm gonna say as far as time frame. And then as far as, like, if we decide surgery, I'm not going to be having that until August, because I have major things going on in June and July already. So I cannot cancel those. I cannot change those, and I really want to go. At the earliest, it'd be August is when I would do it. But it was interesting. I was surprised for as popular as this guy is and, like, how well renowned he is. Like, they literally asked me if I wanted to come next week, like, they had an opening, and I was like, no, like, I live out of state, and I have to make all these arrangements. But I thought that was so interesting, like, how fast I was able to get in. And I don't know if it's because I don't think it was because I'm private paying for the consultation, because I had given them my insurance information beforehand to, like, see if they accepted it. And so, yeah, I was, like, really shocked. It's gonna be, at the appointment day, it's gonna be really long, because they warned me on the phone, like, he runs 4 to 5 hours behind, because he crams in all these patients, because he only sees patients a couple times a month. He's doing like presentations and things like all over the country. And then also he's like in the OR half the time because he only does severe cases. So it's a lot. It's a lot of details. But again, I have merch. Definitely check out the merch if you're interested. And I really appreciate it. I just wanted to update you guys because I know a lot of you have been asking if I got approved. And yes, like I've said a million times, I got approved. That's really exciting. I just wanted to do this quick update video, update video, to update you guys on the status and what's coming next and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting me on this journey. I appreciate your prayers for that. And again, just thank you guys. I love you guys. That's all I wanted to share with you today. And oh, also one other thing. It's really interesting because when we go out there for the consultation, we'll have to rent a wheelchair accessible van because it's not in the city. So like there's not a lot of transportation available. Like we'll have to rent a car and like this is gonna be, we'll figure it all out. I'm gonna stop now and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.